What's going on, y'all? Listen, girl, work. Baby, I look fat. Okay, anyway, what's going on, y'all? So this is a new episode of What It Is. I hope everybody has had a beautiful day. So far, a beautiful week, okay? Fall is trying to come. Like, that bitch don't know whether or not it want to be fall, if it still want to be summer, okay? So, hey, we still out here jacketless. Let me tell y'all something. The other day, it was a little cool outside, but it really wasn't that cold outside that you needed a whole full coat. And I seen multiple people outside with coats on. And I'm sitting here like, am my internal temperature crazy or something like that? Because it wasn't that cold. It was almost 70 degrees and people out here with coats on. I said, y'all just being freaking dramatic at this point. But I am down with all the, you know, uppity people work at and be living at. So, hey, it is what it is with that. Take that as you may, okay? Let's just get up into this, what it is. I'm doing this on my break so I can give it to y'all earlier. Well, technically speaking, I'm supposed to be doing some other stuff, but we're not gonna get into that. Anyway, baby, I look fat. Okay, anyway, all right, so first thing first, Monday. What the hell was up with Monday, okay? If you are an avid user of Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, you noticed on Monday, probably like around, I say around 10 something, Instagram went down, okay? And I say it's around 10 something because at that moment, right before that, bitch, did the lights just go out? The lights just went out. I am in here. That's weird. Anyway, fuck that. Y'all can still see me. It was like around 10 something. Instagram went down, okay? And I know this for a fact because I had posted something around like either at 10 or around 10 o'clock, okay? And then, you know, I'm seeing on Twitter that shit is just gone down or whatever. Everybody was just up in an uproar. And I was just like, what's happening? But at the same time, I didn't care because, you know, I'm supposed to be working, so it is what it is. I posted what I needed to post and it is what it is. Baby, when I found out that Facebook was down too, I said, well, shit, Facebook do own Instagram, and then I didn't realize that they own WhatsApp too. So all of them together, same algorithm and all that shit, it just went down, okay? And so at this point, you know, I'm pretty sure people was going crazy. This Monday just showed us how so dependent we are on social media, all right? And it's crazy. Those particular apps, Facebook, I ain't know people really still use Facebook besides older people. And when I say older people, like your aunties, your mamas, and your daddies, and, you know, your church members, okay? Your older church members and shit, where they be on there spreading false shit or whatever, okay? Just taking everything as fact. But it was really young people that be on Facebook too because they came over to Twitter. I was like, wow, so I didn't know that, you know? Meanwhile, I don't even be on Facebook that much like that no more, okay? Catch me on Twitter, catch me on Instagram, catch me on TikTok. But truth be told, I post every now and then on TikTok. I see a little funny video, I post it up there, whatever, or I make one. And it's not consistent, but it's cute or whatever just to pass some time because shit be funny, all right? But meanwhile, I'm chilling on Twitter and just doing my job. And I didn't know that this lady that used to work at Facebook, she did a 60-minute, you know, interview or whatever on 60 Minutes about the algorithm and how it's used to be divisive and shit like that or whatever. Some shit, she was basically a whistleblower. I didn't watch the whole thing, whatever, but that's what people were saying, and people making assumptions about this and making assumptions about that. And I said, is it a hacker or whatever? Mark, is you gonna pay them people? What's going on? It's always some shit with Instagram going down. It always is, okay? But like towards the end of my work day, Instagram came back up and Facebook came back up. They said it was something happened with the algorithm or some code or whatever shit they tried to make it or whatever. I don't know, girl. Tech speak that I'm not familiar with, coding and some crap. And I was just like, that's cool. okay? But this experience just showed everybody how they're so dependent on social media, and we need to just get back to the times where we were not so dependent on social media. But to be quite honest, a lot of people work is on social media these days, especially during the pandemic. A lot of people came over, so I can't fault people for being in their feelings about it or whatever. You know, the Instagrammers that make money off of that, because you can monetize your content on Instagram. They're now making it so that you can monetize your tweets. You can monetize posts on Facebook, I believe, as well, you know, and WhatsApp. And I think like WhatsApp is for a lot of people that's, you know, families that's in different countries, or, you know, I know a lot of foreigners, they use WhatsApp a lot too. So that's a connection to family. And, you know, anything could have happened or whatever. I do know that Mark Zuckerberg lost $7 billion. $7 billion for them hours that they was down from Facebook and Instagram. Baby, $7 billion. Truth be told, that's a lot to us. That ain't shit to him, okay? That is a lot of money, baby. Whoo, these billionaires, okay? $7 billion probably was like 5 cents or $10 to him. Girl, anyway, what was y'all doing during the outage? Did you even know? Girl, I ain't care. I had to, it made me actually do work. I use Instagram and stuff like that to just pass by the time sometimes, and to gather some notes or whatever, you know, look at different blogs, you know, shit like that, just to see what's going on when I got a little bit of downtime. But other than that, I was actually working, so it didn't affect me none. But you guys tell me how you felt about it, if it affected you, if you let it affect you, okay? Meanwhile, we get into Britney Spears and a little update with her. They have finally suspended her father for being her conservator, okay? And she put out this post basically saying that she blames her family because none of their asses stepped in to help or do nothing. And I trust and believe we all was thinking that shit, okay? We was all thinking, where is the family? Who is helping her out? Everybody on the same side. And at one point, somebody brought up, I think her brother, he was on a podcast like back last year, basically saying that the conservatorship was good. Meanwhile, your sister is over here suffering. So it just makes it seem like everybody is complicit in this whole thing. And it was like, with family like that, who needs enemies? Who needs enemies? Like, you can't see that. You know, is it that y'all wasn't around? Y'all wasn't allowed to be around to see exactly what was going on, so you didn't know? Or did you know what was going on because you saw it and you just didn't care? As long as she was making the money, you didn't care. Because we don't hear nothing about them other siblings, including Jamie, like that. Jamie Lynn, we don't care. Okay, so it's like, I feel like everybody was complicit, and she has the right to put out there the way that she feels. And, you know, I just hope that she gets the help that she needs, because she do need some more help. And I think at one point she acknowledged that she wanted to do the therapy and stuff like that, which is a good step to actually want to get out of the conservatorship and to still continue some therapy and things like that, to know that, you know, mentally she's not all the way there, but she's trying to get on that path to get mentally back there. You know what I'm saying? So all the best to Miss Britney Spears. Is my eye still swollen a little bit? You know, I got puffy eyelids as it is, you know, cause fat. But anyway, it was a bump. I think it was a sty that was trying to come. I don't know if it was a sty or a bump, but I feel like it was just a bump because it was a whitehead. And I had squeezed yesterday, and that's why in my other videos my eyes look a little puffy. This one, I can't tell the difference today, but hey, y'all let me know. But anyway, moving on from that, Insecure comes back, I think October, bitch, at the end of October, October 24th or something like that. Girl, I might cry. I might cry because, oh my God, like, I really love Insecure. Like, it's been a minute since a show has come around that I can, like, somewhat relate to. You know, like with Issa's character about Insecure being awkward, and, you know, she's socially awkward. She's awkward in her friendships. you know, trying to make new friends, trying to figure out life, and being 30 something and you feeling like, hey, I haven't really done nothing or whatever, and just trying to figure things out. That's so much relatable. That's what's literally going on with my life right now. Part of the reason why I've been going through some shit, because like mentally it's just been exhausting. All right. But I saw the trailer and I love the fact that Molly, aka Yvonne, they are letting her in certain scenes have her own natural hair. She cut it into a fade and everything, and it looks so cute on her. I don't know how the friendship is going to be savage. Like, it's salvageable. They're trying to work back to where they were, okay? And at one point in the trailer, they was asking, well, Molly asked Issa, are we ever going to be back to the way that we were? Something like that. What's his name? Lawrence is still there. We do see Condola, okay? Condola's sis is out there with that baby. And I don't know if it's really her baby or she just holding a baby at a baby shower or something like that. Because it could be one of those situations that she just holding the baby, but it's not really hers, okay? So I don't know what that's about. All I know is my baby daddy Kofi was up in that trailer too. I said, what? You replace one dark skin with another dark skin, and I am okay with that. Is Daniel making an appearance too? I like Daniel too. I will never forget that episode when he nutted in her eye. He nutted in her eye like he warned her, and she got dead ass mad. Now let me tell you something. Who was right in that situation? Was she right to get pissed off at him for nutting in her eye like that, or did she just do too much because he said, I'm about to come, I'm about to come? Bitch, that was your warning. He said it a couple of times, okay? Anyway, I'm so looking forward to it. You guys tell me how y'all feel about it if you saw the trailer. Wendy Williams and her show, it's been delayed. If you don't know already, it was supposed to come back this week on Monday, but it didn't because, you know, she's still having health issues, and they claim that it's supposed to come back on October 18th. At this point in time, I don't even want them to put a date on there, okay? If she want to come back, but don't put a date on there. And I know that's not necessarily how it goes in the entertainment world, in the business world, in the TV world, and things like that. You have to put a date on there because they losing money, or, you know, they have to scramble to find replacement shows if they're going to show reruns, if they're going to put something else in place of it. I heard that they might be putting, or they was thinking about putting Nick Cannon's new show in the time slot or whatever. I don't know. At this point, I really feel like, as I said before, Wendy just needs to retire because her body is, it just seems like her health is breaking her down. And I feel as though it's like all the years of her doing whatever it is that she was doing on top of working so much throughout all these years is basically coming down on her now in health issues. And it's just basically telling her, you need to slow down and you need to take care of you and just chill. That's what it is. That's how I'm reading it. But who knows? I hope she get better. The Super Bowl is coming up next year. Baby, I didn't even realize that football came back. I said, wait a minute, football came back? Baby, I thought y'all was talking about the NBA players or whatever. Girl, they still playing. Is they still playing baseball? Because every time, it's like every other week or so, the baseball stadium, when I be going home, it's baseball, the White Sox. The exit to get off the ramp for the White Sox stadium, baby, it be so crowded, and the lines be all the way backed up on the highway and everything. And I'm like, that's why I thought we were still like in baseball seasons or whatever. Baby, I don't know nothing about these sports, so hey, don't come for me, okay? But the the Super Bowl halftime show, they say it's gonna be Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, and Eminem. Now, I can do without Eminem, to be quite honest, but it's probably a couple of songs that I'll probably go up for, especially if he do Slim Shady's, okay? It kind of makes sense that he's there because he's a protege of Dr. Dre, you know, that whole situation between Dr. Dre and him. That's his connection to the show. And then you got Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. We all know about them. And then, you know, Mary J. Blige is just like the queen of hip-hop soul. So that's just a whole hip-hop influx show. And to be quite honest, like the East Coast mingled with the West Coast. I don't know. That's why I just looked at it right quick. But It's gonna be cute, all right? I guess Rock Nation is still doing the shows, putting the shows together, whatever, because this a black ass show. Minus Eminem, he wigger, okay? Remember they used to call him a wigger, and didn't he have a song called a wigger or something? Girl, either way, it's gonna be a black ass show, and I am gonna tune in. And I know it's like a little controversy because Dr. Dre, and we know his background, but at the same time, I want to see Mary J. Blige. I do want to see Snoop and see what he got, because y'all know, as soon as Snoop Dogg, let me tell y'all something. If he don't play Drop It Like It's Hot, I'm gonna be over it. I'm gonna be so over it. I gotta hear that. Just that beat, the intro to the beat alone, baby, that's just gonna make me go up, okay? But to be quite honest, all of these people kind of controversial a little bit. Kendrick Lamar, maybe Kendrick will have an album out by then, or he'll drop the date for the album with the Super Bowl, use that as promo or whatever. It'll be cute. It'll be cute. I think it's gonna be good. Because last year I wasn't here for the Weeknd. I liked the Weeknd to a certain extent, but I wouldn't want to sit here and go through, like, I just didn't think that he was like Super Bowl material. But I guess some of y'all liked it. They liked it enough to give him a whole documentary on Showtime, documenting the process leading up to the Super Bowl and all of that stuff. I haven't watched it, but I'll watch it later. But I wasn't too impressed by it. I was bored with it, to be quite honest. When I get somebody that want to perform, I need people that actually want to perform and put a real performance. Like, I don't need you just standing there. I don't need you just, you know, going here, going there, walking this way, walking that way. No, perform. I don't care if you're a rapper, a singer, or whatever. Like, put on a performance. Whatever it is that you do, make me feel it. And some of these performances don't do that. Case in point, I'm up here looking at the BET Hip Hop Awards that came on yesterday. I'm looking at it at work. I'm almost done with it, but from what I've seen, very lackluster in the performance category. Truth be told, I don't know if it's because I'm feeling old, or I don't even think it's old, because some of these people, they're in my age range, okay? I just never took to most of these rappers of today, okay? I don't listen to Young Thug. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't listen to Young Thug. I don't listen to the majority of the people that was on the BET Awards. And when you are doing these award shows, you put on performances and stuff like that. And I feel like the artist should have in mind, let me put out one of my best performances every time they do an award show, so that they can probably sway somebody to come over to their side and be like, hey, I didn't even know nothing about you, or I probably heard about you in passing, but I never really bothered to check out your songs or whatever. But since you performed this song, let me check this song out on Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, and probably listen and see what else you giving on your other projects. And maybe I will become a fan because I like the performance that you put on. Bitch, I'm not amused by somebody just standing there on the stage, okay? I don't care if you're a rapper. Have some background dances, okay? Incorporate a little choreography here and there. You ain't got to do too much. Baby, they used to have choreography back in the day, okay? The rappers used to get down, bitch. I mean, everybody can't be a Heavy D, because Heavy D gave you choreography, okay? Heavy D gave you choreography, you know what I'm saying? And he was a big boy, you know? He was hopping and jumping everywhere. But, just make it entertaining, make it memorable. One performance that I did say that was so lackluster and I was so disappointed was Bia. She did her song, and when she came out for half the song, she's laying on the couch and she's just rubbing on herself, trying to accentuate. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. I'm like, bitch, get up. Girl, get up. And I said, are you lip syncing a rap and you just laying there? Girl, get your ass up. I mean, yeah, you cute or whatever, but like, come on, we got to be more than just a pretty face up in hip hop, okay? Like, I miss lyricism and I do love the fun hip hop, but sometimes, like, if you're going to be a pretty face, give me a performance, okay? Give me something that's going to distract from that. Like, oh my God, you do something real good. Like, you can really control the stage. And that's what I feel like a lot of these artists, and when they get on these labels, the label heads and people, they don't take care of the artist to the point where they care about the overall package, okay? They just care about whether or not they can get a single, it can go platinum or gold or whatever, and they can get some streams. That's it. But when it comes to the performing aspect of it, don't nobody take time out to work and build up their stage presence and stuff like that, and to help them get rid of their anxiety, get rid of their nerves and stuff like that. Nobody does that anymore, and it is showing, okay? Bia got up there, and I don't mean to try to, I don't want it to sound like I'm coming down on her, but that was probably one of the worst performances that I've seen so far, okay? Like, she literally laid there the whole time, and then when she finally get up, she stood there until Little John got up on the stage. Bia, okay, did what he had to do, and he the one that got the crowd hyped, because he just has this commanding essence and tone to him, okay? And he was just going everywhere. Everybody loves Lil Jon. They was out there in Atlanta and everything, okay? That's what he known for. But Bia, I guess I'm gonna say probably was nerves, because when Lil Jon got up there, she got a little bit more comfortable and she was going across the stage or whatever a little bit. But still, I need more energy. I needed to act like you really wanted to be there and do this. But, you know, could have been nerves. So, hey, it is what it is. People just need to be more practice, have more practice, okay? And be more aware, because literally that performance looked like they thought of that shit 30 minutes before the Hip Hop Awards start recording. Okay, that's what it is. Who else gave a good performance? That, what's his name? Isaiah Rashad. I mean, his shit wasn't that good. I mean, when I say not good like that, but it wasn't like he didn't do much, but it was the people around him that made the performance a little cute. But the songs, like, I need to look him up. See? I need to look him up. And then that girl that was performing with him, I said, oh, okay, she caught my eye too. So that's why I really need to look him up to see how he is. Shout out to Tyler, the Creator. One of the things that I really wasn't expecting doing the ciphers, the ciphers was okay. Some of them wasn't rapping on the beat. Some of them was rapping on the beat that we weren't hearing, okay? I said, are we listening to the same thing? But that was that. And that, what's his name? Toby Noir or whatever. He had the best performance so far that I've seen. When I tell you, like, stage presence, choreography, commanding everything, just using the whole stage, and just your eyes going here, your eyes going there, his voice, his family. It was amazing to me. I said, oh, okay, I like this, you know. Shout out to Kid Ken, okay, from Chicago. I was like, bitch, I be seeing him all over TikTok and everything, and that motherfucker be freestyling and doing his thing, his raps and all that shit. And I was like, for a young gay man, like, he's clearly gay, okay? And I said, listen, they put him in the cypher. I was up, okay? I said, yes, you know what I'm saying? Y'all making a little bit of stride, just a little bit, BET, because let it have been a few years ago, bitch, to be quite honest, let it have been 2 years ago, this wouldn't have never happened, okay? And they even nominated Lil Nas X for a BET Hip Hop Award. And, I mean, he didn't win it, but that was cool. That was cool. But you guys tell me how y'all felt if y'all watched the Hip Hop Awards. Meanwhile, there was this case about this missing 19-year-old girl. I hope I say her name, Markeno, Markeno. She was discovered missing. Well, they was looking for her around 5 p.m. September 24th. That was the last time they seen her. And ever since then, she was a missing case, and they were looking for her. They had a person of interest, a suspect, which was a maintenance man to the buildings where she was at these apartment buildings. And I guess he tried to holler at her and she rejected him, and he killed her. Because when the report came out saying that she was missing, we didn't hear nothing else. And then all of a sudden, like, it was constantly, if you was on Instagram, if you was on following like the Shade Room and stuff like that, they were constantly updating the story. And even I think on Twitter a little bit. But you know, they was updating the story, and I heard that she was missing. Next thing I know, they said a suspect of interest, he had committed suicide. And I said, wait a minute, he did it. He did it. As soon as they was trying to get up to him, he had committed suicide. Unfortunately, he couldn't face justice. Like, you can do this. And at that moment, I knew that he did it. And I knew at this point in time that she was no longer alive. And that was very much messed up. I don't like when people commit crimes and then they take themselves out instead of facing the punishment of going to jail for it. Okay, so you take the cheap way in this case by taking your life. All right. That's not justice. Okay, I don't know. That's not justice. That's a cowardly move in that moment. All right, to do some shit like that. You still causing his family harm, all because of fucking rejection. I don't get it. Y'all, we gotta teach, and it's been a topic that's been going on social media lately. You know, women putting up there, because unfortunately they did find her body. 19 years old. Hadn't even begun to start life, okay? Like, so much possibility was ahead of her, and you took her out because of rejection. And you probably was an older ass man, okay? And I looked at his picture. He looked young, but you could tell that he was older, you know? And I'm just like, I hate it. And like I was saying, this topic has been going on social media about, you know, women basically putting their stories up of being harassed by men, and, you know, men trying to holler at them, but they just saying no thank you or whatever, you know, and the people are basically coming at them like, well, why don't you have a gun? Why don't you have mace? Why don't you have this or whatever? How about it be, why are we trying to blame the women who are saying that they being harassed and all this stuff, and not blaming the men as well? No, not blaming the men who just can't take no for an answer and leave it at that. I just don't get that shit. Like this one lady, she posted something about her maintenance man texting her, talking about something, he want to come up there to her apartment for nothing, just to see her or whatever, and was trying to make it seem like he was at the door, and she had to move a month later, okay? And she was trying to keep it calm and collected, and people was like, well, why he got your number? Why he this and why he that? Because he's the fucking maintenance man of the building, and he had everybody's number. And I'm just sitting here like, so now we're just going to blame her for that because she engaged in the conversation or whatever, trying not to escalate the shit, but he was the one escalating it. It's just not safe sometimes to be a woman. It really not. And then when we try to do what we need to do, it's always, well, why you didn't do this and why you didn't do that? Like, come on. I just don't. We need to, y'all talk about, tell a woman to, you need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to not dress this way. You need to not say this and not do this. What about teaching the boys from an infant up, okay, what you need to do and how to take rejection, okay? Like, it's okay if somebody say no. Everybody's not going to like you, and it doesn't mean that they don't like you. It's just that they're not interested, okay? It don't mean that anything's wrong with you. It just means, well, tonight ain't your night. Just move on to the next, okay? Listen, it's a mess. Meanwhile, talking about women, the video for Blurred Lines with T.I. and Robin Thicke, one of the models that was on there, she accused, what's his name, Robin Thicke of, you know, groping her bare breasts, okay, because he was drunk, you know. And I seen when they put this, because she writing a book, her name is Emily, they put the post up on Instagram on Shade Room and the Neighborhood Talk, and it was a whole bunch of victim blaming. It was a whole bunch of victim blaming in there, and I'm sitting here like, why? Yes, on the shoot, she was bare-breasted, but she wasn't showing herself, okay? And just because she didn't have a top on or whatever, that does not mean that it was in her contract for you to touch on her, okay? Plus, let's not forget that he was drunk. And at that time, Robin Thicke was a mess because he was going through all the shit that he was going through with Paula Patton, his ex-wife, okay? And he was just a mess, all right? And I believe it. And then the director came out and she said, yeah, this happened. I saw it happen and I had to cut the shoots short that day because I was like, hey, this is not going to go. Okay, you don't do no shit like that. And he tried to apologize, but it wasn't like a sincere thing. It was one of those, you know, I'm going to say sorry just to shut you up, but then start being contrite with them. You know what I'm saying? Because he was clearly drunk as fuck. Either way, drunk or not, you don't put your hands on nobody. And if you can't control yourself under the influence, you don't need to be doing that. All right? So she had every right to do what she did. If she want to tell her story, let her tell her story. I don't care if it was 50 years ago. Okay? Let her tell her story. Meanwhile, let's just get into some more toxicity shit. Tamron Hall, baby girl, I don't know what's going on over there with your show, but you got the executive producer, Candy Carter, quitting because of toxic work environments. This is not the first time we done heard some shit about Tamron Hall's show. Mind you, I ain't watched her show, okay? I've never watched a show of hers in my life, but I support her because she's a black woman, and I ain't like the way NBC did her. I think they, like, basically took her off and put Megyn Kelly in her place, and that shit didn't even come through the way that they thought it would. And, you know, she got her own TV show, and I was very much happy for her because I just didn't like the way they treated her over there. That was a fucked up situation, the way that they did that. But you had that doctor, oh, what's the black doctor name? I forget his name, but he used to be on TV all the time. He came out saying, you know, some stuff against the show. And, you know, now you got a black executive woman, Candy Carter, quitting. They said at one point 20 employees had got fired with no warning or something like that. If you don't agree with what she wants, basically it's a mess. It's a shit show. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes it toxic. And I believe it because nobody is exempt from doing stuff and, you know, having shit like that happen. And it's unfortunate. We seen it with Ellen. We see it with a whole bunch of other people. And it's just a lot. It's just a lot. And Tamron, you need to tighten up. You just need to tighten up ship. Okay, that's what you need to do. Meanwhile, let's just get into this one thing. Over the weekend, bitch, a video came out. I don't know if it was over the weekend, but either way, they are up here trying to fix the security, the fire alarms and stuff like that. So we've been without fire alarms and stuff for the past few days or whatever. And who the fuck is that? Anyway, and so that's like a patron. That's a patron. Okay, moving on from that. They up here doing construction while we at work and everything. I'm like, I don't know why y'all don't do this shit while we close, but hey, it is what it is. But I'm sorry for the distractions. All right. Lil Fizz and Omarion, I forgot that the Millennium Tour has started back this month. Listen, at this point, I don't know if I'm gonna go. I know I was like, I'm gonna go. I still got my ticket, but I was leaning towards going because I ain't been there in a minute. We ain't been outside like that, or at least I haven't. And then these variants came out, kind of shook me a little bit. And so I was like, I don't know. But at the same time, it's a good time. Okay, I'm remembering how the first Millennium Tour was, and me and my sister, we had a fucking blast, bitch. Okay, I did not expect to go off the way that I went off, and for that show, given the people that was on the show, I did not expect it to be as good as it was. So I'm most likely gonna end up going. I'm probably gonna change my mind back in, but hey, the Millennium Tour popped off in California, okay? And a video came out of it, of Lil Fizz apologizing to Omarion for causing harm, causing distress to his family or whatever, and fucking up their situation. You know, if you don't know the history, Omarion and his baby mother, April Jones, they came on to Love and Hip Hop Hollywood like the first or second season, and then he left. You know, he left, and she stayed. And they wound up breaking up. They was having issues, and they keep going back and forth to court over child support and this stuff and this, that, or whatever. And so Lil Fizz was on the show too with Omarion. And we know Lil Fizz and Omarion, they grew up together practically in B2K, and they became real good friends. They're like brothers, all right? And like the last season, I think it was the last season of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, April and Fizz got together, and they didn't care, okay? And they caused a lot of heat. They caught a lot of flack. And it was just a principle. That is your best friend. I ain't even gonna say best friend. That's your bandmate's baby mama, okay? Because you want to put out there that y'all want friends, okay? That ain't my friend. I don't talk to him like that or whatever. And I'm like, even if he's not your friend, that's still messed up because you've been around him. You've been around the kids. And the kids probably call you Uncle Fizz, okay? Uncle Drew, you know what I'm saying? And it's just a messy situation. That is one thing that I would never fucking do. I don't care if I have a falling out with my friend and you're my ex-friend. I'm not finna go fuck your ex. I'm not finna go fuck your baby mama. I'm not finna go do anything like that, okay? Because I'm not trying to have any connection to you at that moment, all right? I think that's slimy. I think that's grimy. I feel as though if you can get with somebody ex or a baby mama, whatever, the whole time that we was together, that you was probably thinking that you wanted to hit that anyway, and you was just waiting for a moment. And that's how I feel. It just seems snakish, sneakyish, and just fucked up all the way around. And so he got up there and basically apologized, okay, about it. And my whole thing is this: I don't feel like it was sincere. And I'm sitting here like, after all these years that, you know, has happened, because if you didn't watch the Love and Hip Hop family reunion, April and Fizz was on there, but they were on there separately because they had broken up. And I think Fizz had broke up with her, okay? And he said he wasn't going back, all right, because it just wasn't working out. And she was all up in her feelings because of the way the breakup happened and how he really wasn't acknowledging her or anything like that. And I'm like, bitch, move your ass on. And now I'm looking at it in the way that she was acting. I'm like, I hate to be that person and be like, bitch, you the problem in the relationship, not him. But you can clearly tell she was the issue in that relationship and not necessarily Omarion. Not saying that he ain't have his faults, but you can clearly see most of that shit was on her because of the way that she was acting. She was just doing the absolute fucking most, okay? At that point, I just feel like the apology was just something that was just, let's give them something to talk about so that they can be more interested in the tour. That's what it is, okay? Because you mean to tell me through this whole pandemic and the years after that, before that, the year before that, that you couldn't come to your brother, okay, and tell him that, now we're friends, okay? Now you consider us friends, and you couldn't come to him and just tell him, listen, I apologize. As soon as the shit was over with, you mean to tell me you waited until this day of the Millennium Tour? And I get it. You did it publicly, so let's apologize publicly. But I'm like, did you give him a private apology years before or months before this show started? Because if it was months before, yeah, I can see that it being sincere and, you know, being real. But if you didn't, it was just for stunts and shows and because you needed a fucking bag. Because Omarion was out the goodness of his heart, he let your ass come back on that show. Because at one point he said no, okay? That's how he got back at that ass, all right? Because it wasn't gonna be no B2K. And I don't even think J Boog was there. It was just Raz B, Lil Fizz, and him. What's up with J Boog? J Boog, he was my favorite. And he said some shit that was kind of homophobic adjacent. And I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. And especially when it came down to Dwayne Wade's daughter, Zaya. A little transphobic or whatever, and I just didn't like it. So I don't know what's going on with him, but hey, it is what it is. Stunts and shows, and I need a bag. That's what it is. Rent is due. That's all it was. But if y'all fell for it, let me know how y'all felt about it. Moving on from that, a white man is about to be indicted on multiple charges because this man, what's his name? Ian Cranston. He was charged with second-degree murder, first-degree manslaughter, second-degree manslaughter, assault, and unlawful use of weapon for the death of a 22-year-old black man named Barry Washington. They were out in their respective group. Barry, he came up to this girl, this white woman, did not know that she was in a relationship. I guess he complimented her, and of course she said thank you, but hey, I'm in a relationship, and he respectfully back, okay? Oh boy got up in his feelings and tried to pick a fight with him, and as they were fighting, he pulled out a gun and he shot this man, okay? And what made it even more disgusting is the fact that it's onlookers that was basically cheering it on, and when he got shot, was just laughing at the whole situation. You did this out of, it was a hate crime. It was a hate crime. And you thought that basically you wasn't going to get caught, and you wind up taking somebody's life, and your life is about to be taken because your ass is about to be in jail, probably for the rest of your life. Because if you get, I'm pretty sure it's multiple years on all those charges. And if you even get at least half of those charges are guilty, you're still going to be in jail for multiple years. And it's fucked up. Fucked up. Like, why? Why? He didn't do nothing to your girl. He didn't know that she was in a relationship. She told him, okay? And you took it upon yourself to have a fight with him just because she told him. Like, it's just so stupid. People these days just, oh my God, people got to do so much better. And I just don't understand it. Like, why do we have so much hate in our hearts? At least y'all hearts or their hearts. Because I ain't got hate in my eyes. I don't hate anybody, and I make it a mission of mine not to put hate up in my heart, because I just don't want my heart to turn black. I don't want my heart to turn cold like that. Like, I be saying I'm cold-blooded sometimes, but in some situations, you got to be a little cold, okay? And that's not meaning that I'm just this evil person or whatever. I ain't got no feelings. It's just that certain situations, you just got to block that out. But not to the point where you finna cause bodily harm to somebody just because you don't like their skin colors, or you don't like this or what they said and all this shit. Like, no, why would we do that? If something you don't agree with, just keep it moving. Keep it moving. It's that easy. It's that easy. But I hope he get indicted on everything, get charged with everything and found guilty. But then again, it's the justice system, and he white, and you just never know how it may go. Moving on from that, Nene, she moving out of her mansion that she got in 2015, I think, with Greg. And she put it on the market for $4 million. It's understandable. It's understandable. I'm not going to say it's a money grab or whatever, or her finances are low. It's just her at this point. It's just her. It's so many memories in there that probably just playing with her that her husband is no longer there. I don't know if her youngest son, Brent, is still living with her, but I don't think she needs that big ass house. And, you know, it's empty now. It's empty now, and it's understandable. Do what you got to do, mama. Moving on from that, Akon, ever since the R. Kelly situation came out, and, you know, he came out guilty, it's been a few people that's coming out on his side, or trying to basically say, I mean, yeah, he got this going on, but, you know, this shouldn't happen and all this stuff, and woo, woo. Recently, Selena Johnson said, you know, he crazy for what he did, but I don't think he deserved jail. He needs to be in an insane asylum, because, you know, she know people that go to jail and, you know, they get crazy, or they don't get help for the mental shit that's going on. And I understand that aspect of it, but at the same time, that motherfucker needs to be locked up. And Akon, you know, Selena Johnson always, when this whole shit came out, for real, she's always linked towards his side, like, a little bit, without crossing the line, without really just saying, oh, I'm on his side, okay? She's always been that type of person, just because she worked with him. But yeah, Akon talking about some, you know, he deserved redemption, a chance to redeem himself, just like Ike Turner and, you know, Rick James and stuff like that. I don't even know if I mentioned this before. If I did, disregard it, but it's still the same sentiment or whatever. You can't, yeah, people should be able to redeem themselves, but you also have to pay for the crimes that you commit. Whatever action happens has a reaction, an opposite and a, you know, same reaction, okay? So you do a crime, you have to pay for that crime. And you can get all the redemption that you need, but you still gonna pay for that crime. And I hate these sympathizers that are coming out on his side and sympathizing with him and saying, oh, his childhood was messed up and, you know, hurt people. That's understandable. But see, the problem with R. Kelly is he does not get that he did wrong. So how is he gonna redeem himself? And Akon, you looking a little fishy, because baby, when you posted that, girl, everybody, they done came out the woodworks and brought up a whole bunch of shit that say Akon practically in the same position as R. Kelly. Damn near. You're having 16, 17-year-old going on. Somebody put up a video of a 16, 17-year-old girl and boy basically saying that they went on tour with him for no reason. Why is these teens, white teens at that, why are these teens going on tour with you? For what? For what? Article or whatever about him, you know, groping up on a 15-year-old girl or whatever at his concert and knowing her age, because I guess the girl said it. It was a whole bunch of other shit, and I was just seeing stories after story underneath that thread that was on Twitter, and I was like, wow, so he got a history, tired of teetering the line too with this shit. And then they say that R. Kelly might be snitching on some more people that been doing some shit in the industry. And I said, listen, let him say what he got to say. At this point in time, this is the only time I really want to hear some shit from him. Let him say what he got to say. Snitch, okay? It ain't going to reduce his time, but go ahead and snitch. If that's what you want to do, snitch, nigga, okay? Because, truth be told, it's a lot of motherfuckers out here that's doing some pedo-ass shit. It's a lot of motherfuckers out here that's doing sexual assaults. It's a lot of them that's out here doing, committing the R word, okay? And a lot of it happens in the rap community. Let's be quite honest, all right? Let's be quite honest. We know it. We know it, okay? All genres, but a lot of it in the rap community. We know that shit. We know it, okay? And that'll shake the fucking industry up too. But I hate the fact that it had to get to the point where he got to go to jail before he want to push it out there. But then again, you still can't admit that you did wrong. So, hey, it is what it is. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. Shout out to Governor Newsom in California, who is trying to make this bill 65, aka the Momnibus Act, which is authored by Senator Nancy Skinner. Basically, it increases access to postpartum health care, doula services, and midwives for families. Charges the Office of Statewide Health and Planning and Development to provide training for nurses and midwives working in multicultural communities, and giving easier access to public assistance programs that provide cash services to families with children. Basically, healthcare to these women, giving more care to mothers, expectant mothers, especially in certain communities, Black communities and things like that. And it's needed. It's needed. That needs to be put around everywhere. Everywhere. Not just in California, but everywhere, because especially with Black women and the more dangerous issues that we face when giving birth and things like that, people need to learn how to just take care of us more and treat us like people, the same way they do their white counterparts. But hey, it's what it is. Shout out to Khalees. I did not know that her husband was dealing with stage 4 stomach cancer. You know, they said they moved out to the farm and he started feeling some pains and stuff, and he thought it was just him doing too much farm work or whatever. But then he noticed that he could barely eat. He started getting pain in his back and his stomach and everything, and come to find out he has like the beginning stages of stage 4 cancer in his stomach. And they're very hopeful about it, and I guess this happened like a year ago. But you know, we're gonna pray for him. They did say it spread it to his lymph nodes, and when I hear that, I don't think that's good. But you know, as long as they was able to take it out, who knows? Hopefully he's in a better position with it. Khalees also does have a new album, not new album, but a single coming out called Midnight Snacks. Okay, y'all know she all up into the cooking and stuff like that, you know. So Midnight Snack on this Friday. I'm looking forward to it. Haven't heard some new Khalees music in a long time, but that's cute. Looking forward to it. October 17th, the new verses will be Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One. I'm not gonna watch. That's old school. That's old school, old school. Well, that's the 80s, okay? 80s, probably early 90s, a little bit. And yeah, moving on from that, shout out to him, legends in the game, but I'm just not interested. Ray J has been in the hospital for the past week, battling pneumonia. Hopefully he gets better. He sounds like he's getting better, so hopefully that's good. And shout out to my girl Rihanna. Mama's about to start opening up Savage Fenty stores in 2022, next year. I said, bitch, we ain't never getting no more music, okay? And Adele's supposed to be coming out. Adele got a single coming out October 15th, bitch. Oh, wow, Adele is back. Adele is back before my bitch is back, and I'm just, I'm distraught about it, but I'm okay with it at the same time because I do like Adele. Okay, I really do like Adele, but bitch, Beyonce and what if Adele and Beyonce do an album, not an album, but a song together? Like, I can really see that happening. You know, Adele is a stand for Beyonce. That'd be cute. That'd be real cute. Okay, she wouldn't know how to act, but whatever. Anyway, y'all, let me go back and get some work done. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about this. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. If it's something to be said, some more news come out, I'll be back on Saturday with another What It Is Extra. Last Saturday, it wasn't nothing going on. That's why y'all didn't get it. And I wasn't finna force it or whatever and stretch this or whatever. I'm also still doing the Ask Ashley. So if you got a question, send it to my email, atm15@hotmail.com. That's the letter A, the letter T, the letter M, the number 1, the number 5 @hotmail.com. Okay? Or you can send me a message on Instagram or Twitter, okay? Or you can send me a Facebook message, okay? But y'all be good, and I will see you guys later on tonight for American Horror Stories. All right? Peace.